Hello and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, we'll be talking about Doctor Who's iconic 4th season of the classic era. So, starting off this season, we have the power of the Daleks. So after Sir Paul William Hartnell, after his health regenerated in the good old Patrick Troughton, his first outing as the Doctor, or the second Doctor as now it is called, he was more comedic. People gave him the nickname of Hobo. This was also a Dalek story. The Daleks in this story are brilliant. They're so compelling and evil and sinister. You can really feel the hatred for them, including the Doctor himself. He's not the same as he was back in his first incarnation. He's very much different. Which is why I always think this story is always good to have differentiation between Daleks and Time Lords alike. Next up, the Highlanders. Yes, you all knew this one was coming up. You know, it's in the series itself. We meet Jamie McGribbin, the very first story for Jamie, played by Fraser Hines. This is not to be confused with the Beans called Hines, although that might be a really shocking resemblance. The Highlanders is an alright 4-part story. The only thing I recommend from this story really is the introduction of Jamie, which is always good. Ben and Polly, they don't really do much anymore. They're just side characters now. I'm not even sure if they are remotely companions. I don't even know what they do in this bloody story. All I can think about is Jamie this, Jamie that, Jamie this, Jamie that. And he obviously travels in time and space with them at the end of the story. Next up, the Underwater Menace. Yeah, this one's not very good. From the costume, from the story, from the villain, the overacted, super hyper, almost on slightly on drugs villain. And here's an iconic quote from him: "Nothing in the world can stop me now." Yeah, he went through a rough time. He went for some sinister stuff. I mean, the costumes look absolutely ridiculous. You couldn't tell if they were people or fish people. You couldn't tell. And the story doesn't help the entire story itself. It's just saying, well, we got this story out. We need to do this story in our catalogue. So let's get it over and done with, and boom, we'll be able to be done. But no, they're not really done. They're not really finished with it. They just carry it on as it goes, and it's really, really bland and boring. Next up, the Moon Base. The second Cyberman story. They changed the costumes for the Cybermen this time. This time they're on a moon base, as it's in the title. This story is a brilliant, fantastic story. It is fully animated on DVD. You can buy the DVD release on BBC Shop. Well, any resources you can find. DVD BBC Shop would be more appropriate, considering that's where it comes from within the story. Next up, the Macra Terror. Yes, the giant crabs. And the arms don't even bloody work in this story. So, and they made a short, a little tiny reappearance in the Gridlock. But we'll get that on a few Doctors later. Next up, the Faceless Ones. Ben and Polly's final story. And they're set on an airport this time. Wow. Brilliant. Amazing. So, I don't know if there's anything I could say about this story really. It's okay. It's not brilliant. Ben and Polly's departure is okay. By this point it was just the Doctor and Jamie by this point. But, yeah. And finally for season 4, we have the evil of the Daleks. Yes, the Daleks return. So they start the series off and they end the series off. Oh, pretty good. Now, at the time, this was the final classic. At the time, this was the last Dalek story at the time, before 1971. No, 1972. Until 1972 when they came back. But we're talking about the Evil of the Daleks right now. Yeah, Evil of the Daleks is a good story. Jamie and the Doctor are always fantastic and brilliant, as they are. But I also like to mention that they got a new companion in the form of Victoria Waterfield, who later became a recurring companion in season 5, which we'll cover next time. So, and the long short of it, the evil of the Daleks is a brilliant way to end it off in the best possible way I can possibly say. And the Emperor's first appearance in Doctor Who, like ever, it is really, really, really spectacular. Join me next time for season 5.